Hi, it's Dawn from Ninja Bunny Crochet. Today I have for us to do this really nice stitch called the blanket stitch. I really love this stitch. It's just full of texture and I just think it's a really pretty stitch. You can use this obviously for blankets, but you can also use it for dishcloths. You can use it for sweaters. You can use it to make bags, just about anything really. It consists of single crochets and double crochets all in the same stitch to make this really unique shell pattern. I have two examples to show you. This is the solid pink. It's a pastel pink, and then I did it in the pastel pink and this multicolor pink and purple color, changing colors every row, as you can see. And this is the right side of this, and you can see it really brings out that pink. And then if you flip it over on the back side, it'll bring out the multicolor yarn more. So depending on which side you like better, you could really use it on either side of the work, depending on which side you like more. So let's get started on making the blanket stitch. For today's tutorial, I'm going to be using an I-hook 5.5mm hook, and I'm just going to be using some scrap yarn that I have. This is a worsted weight 4 medium yarn, and I'm going to use two colors. I'm going to use this white and this kind of a turquoisey blue color. It doesn't matter which color that you start with. The blanket stitch is done in a multiple of 3. I'm going to go ahead and start with my white. And for today's tutorial, we're going to start with a chain of 33. So just keep chaining until you reach 33, and then I'll meet back up with you. Now that we have 33 chains, we're going to start third chain from hook. The loop on your hook does not count as a stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and we're going to start in that third chain, and we're going to do 2 double crochets into that third chain. So yarn over your hook, insert into the stitch, grab the yarn and pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Now we're going to repeat that for our second double crochet. So yarn over the hook, insert into the same stitch, grab the yarn, pull it through, yarn over the hook, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we have 2 double crochets. Skip the next 2 chains, 1, 2, and we're going to put a single crochet and 2 double crochets into that next stitch. So single crochet, you insert into the hook, into the stitch, grab the yarn, pull it through, yarn over, and pull through both loops. Now we're going to do our double crochets, yarn over, insert into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. There's 1 double crochet. We're going to repeat that. Two double crochets. And we're going to skip 2 again. 1, 2, go into the next one with a single crochet and 2 double crochets. I'll show that one more time. Skip 2, 1, 2, single crochet, and double crochet twice. One and 2. You're going to continue that all the way down the chain and I'll meet back up with you at the end of the chain. We're at the end of the chain, and you should have 3 chains left, and in that very last chain you're going to place just 1 single crochet. And this is what your work should look like. Now if you're going to continue with just one color, you would chain 2, turn the work, and in this very first stitch right here you would start with 2 double crochets. And in the top of that turning chain would be your first stitch. And if you needed to, you could mark that top of that turning chain with a stitch marker so that you can come back to find it easier. You would skip the next 2 stitches, so 1, 2, and in the next stitch right here you would do a single crochet and a double crochet, and then another double crochet. Then you skip the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, and in that third stitch a single crochet and 2 double crochets. Again, skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, single crochet and 2 double crochets. And let's just go ahead and finish out this row. And when we get to the end of the row, I'll show you how to change colors so that you can do every other row or change colors every row. So just continue doing, skipping 2 stitches, 1, 2, and doing a single crochet and 2 double crochets into that next stitch. And I'll meet back up with you at the end of the row. So we're at the end of row 2, and we're going to put our last stitch in the top of that turning chain. So here's our 2 stitches right here, 1, 2, and here our turning chain is kind of on the side here. So we're going to go ahead and get our hook into that turning chain, just like that, and pull through because we're doing our single crochet. Now we're going to change colors, so we're not going to finish the stitch. We're going to let the white hang, we're going to drop it, and we're going to grab up our new color, put it over our hook, and pull it through. Now what I like to do, give us a nice little length there, is I like to go ahead and just tie the 2 ends together. Not a super tight knot, just a nice little loose knot, just so that things don't come unraveled while you're working, and it keeps your stitches tight. Now we can just go ahead and continue. So we're going to go ahead and chain 2, 1, 2, and the top of that turning chain is going to be our first, count as our first stitch, so we can go ahead and put our stitch marker right in there, turn the work, and in that very first stitch we're going to place 2 double crochets. So we're just going to repeat row 2 with our new color. Skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and go into the next stitch with a single and 2 double crochets. skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, do a single and 2 doubles. Again, skip 2, 1, 2, single and 2 doubles. So continue working all the way across to get to the end of the row, and I'll meet back up with you at the end of the row. I'm at the end of row 3. We have the 2 double crochets and our turning chain that is marked. We're going to go ahead and put our single crochet into the turning chain. So this is what your work should be looking like. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a couple of rows on, changing every other row so that you can get an idea of what it looks like with changing every other row, since our examples that we had here is solid and changing every row. So I will put a few more rows on this so you can get an idea of what it would look like and see how different this stitch can be just by changing the colors. So I'll be right back when I get a few more rows on this to show you what it looks like. So here's the example that we were working on, and I changed colors every other row. So I put 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 rows on, and you can see how it looks a lot different than, you can say, like the solid color here that I showed you in the beginning, or switching colors every row, this example. So you can dramatically change how your piece will look just by changing the color, and it's all the same stitch. It's all the blanket stitch. So if you've liked this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that bell so you won't miss any of my tutorials. Thanks for watching, and happy crocheting! Bye-bye!